Today in the church life is Transfiguration Sunday. And so our reading today is about a very special time that Jesus shared with a handful of his disciples. And this version comes to us today from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 9. The context is that Jesus had been talking to his disciples. And then we enter at verse 28. Now, about 8 days after these sayings, the conversations he had with his disciples, Jesus took with him Peter and John and James and went up on the mountain to pray. And while he was praying, the appearance of his face changed, and his clothes became dazzling white. Suddenly, they saw two men, Moses and Elijah, talking to him. They appeared in glory and were speaking of his departure, which he was about to accomplish at Jerusalem. Now, Peter and his companions were weighed down with sleep. But since they had stayed awake, they saw his glory and the two men who stood with him. Just as they were leaving him, Peter said to Jesus, "Master, it is good for us to be here. Let us make 3 dwellings, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." Not knowing what he said. While he was saying this, a cloud came and overshadowed them, and they were terrified as they entered the cloud. Then from the cloud came a voice that said, "This is my son, my chosen. Listen to him." When the voice had spoken, Jesus was found alone, and they kept silent, and in those days told no one any of the things they had seen. May these words be to us our light and our life. Thanks be to God.